Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera or Hbar. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and it only takes about a couple seconds, so if you guys could do so, I will greatly appreciate it. But with that in mind, let's refresh, let's make sure everything is up to date before we do dive right on in. So, as you guys do see, Bitcoin is trying to break out of that resistance point. I'm still waiting for it. I know it sounds crazy, but we have been waiting for this for a very long time for us to actually break out. And of course, when we're talking more so about that, we are seeing some green across the board for a lot of altcoins. In fact, right now on the 24-hour span, you guys can pretty much see that we are watching some altcoins kind of move a little bit in the double-figure digits. So right now, Hedera is still up about 11.75%, up 43.56% on the 7-day span. And I know that that might not sound like crazy, but to me, that is pretty significant. And of course, when we're talking more so about the volume, so do not mind the price right now. It has not updated fully. There we go. So in terms of the volume, we still are down in terms of trading volume, but things are still looking pretty good. And right now, we are targeting some resistance in terms of the USD pair. And I know that I just said in terms many times. I do apologize. But overall, we are still targeting that 36 centile range. You know, you could say for so that the major sign of resistance is at almost 35 cents, but a close above this line right here would be extremely bullish. Right now, the RSI is actually looking pretty good as it does flip into a little bit of some strength. We came down, almost tested the 50 line fairly good in terms of a little bit of a support zone. And currently, we are sitting at about 58.08. So that is pretty significant. And it is showing a lot of signs of some strength. And I do want us to actually get to the point where we were back here in September. Now, of course, once we do get to this point, it's going to be a little bit overbought, which of course we expect a little bit of some downside, but overall it's nothing too crazy. In fact, it is actually fairly good and healthy. Something similar to this, right, where we do get that impulse, a little bit of an impulse down, and then another impulse up, which will bring us to the all-time high in my opinion. Right now, you know, for Hbar on the Bitcoin price chart, we pretty much see a little bit of a similar path. We are hitting resistance. You guys see the double tap right here at about what sat level is that? So it's almost at 714 sats exact. This has been, you know, a channel of resistance even going back as far as November 12th and November 13th. So I'm watching this point very closely because we do see that we are very close to the point where we do go to a parabolic run on the USD pair. Now, of course, we have to make it back up into this green demand zone, but overall, this will allow us to have that upside potential move that we've been waiting for and anticipating for a fairly long time to pretty much retest the all-time high, go back into price discovery. But I do think that we still have a little bit of time left until that happens. Don't expect it to happen overnight. We still want Bitcoin to have some upside potential here, and I do believe that a Bitcoin dominance retrace back into like the mid to almost high 40s is in store for us until we kind of range out of December. So with all of that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about some exciting things because I'm sure that you guys are probably bored talking more so about TA instead of, you know, FA. So let's just jump in, and first and foremost, we did see Crypto.com enabled deposits and withdrawals of Hbar. So this is very interesting. Of course, when we're talking about some major exchanges, we know Crypto.com has been making the, you know, name around the game. Even talking more so about UFC being sponsored by Crypto.com. We know that Crypto.com is in F1 as well for racing. We know that Crypto.com just recently, you know, got their name on a stadium as well. So do not overlook Crypto.com. It's probably, I would say it's up there with Coinbase, to be honest. So this is very good. I think that we are very close to a Coinbase listing. And I do think that's going to happen at almost like the perfect time. Also, we do see our great news, rounding out the Crypto.com support for Hbar in-app buy/sell functionality, deposit and withdrawal, and of course, exchange listing for compliant jurisdictions. Now, also with all of this in mind, I think that we still have a ton of exchange listings in store for us. I think almost every single exchange is going to want to list us. You know, as more and more articles like this come out, you know, where to buy Hedera, the coin of the most used used and sustainable public, network. This goes back just yesterday, by the way. And of course, they are quoting some other individuals, but we see, top places to buy. What is Hedera? Should I buy Hedera? Hedera price prediction, Hedera on social media. And shout out to Hbar to the moon here. But overall, in terms of the upward trend, yeah, we are. This is a solid upward trend that we are in on Hbar in terms of the USD pair. I don't need to tell you guys that. I'm sure that you are probably all aware of that since pretty much, December 14th. Very solid point down here to get into, by the way. I told you guys about that. So, I'm hoping that, pretty much most of you or all of you bought that dip so that you guys are in some significant profit. But nonetheless, I think that we still have a ton of upside potential on Hbar. So let's talk more so about some other updates. Also, if you guys, noticed, I'm probably, talking a little bit lower than I usually do. It's pretty much because I'm sick, so I do apologize. But overall, we do see here, we are definitely, actively exploring NFTs and how we can make them more accessible to a wider audience. This is the CEO of Instagram, by the way. Hedera DLT would be a great choice for a green, secure, stable, scalable NFT solution for Instagram's 2 billion users. Now, of course, you could call CoinMan the H-Barbarian biased on Hbar, but I do think that these are legit statistics. I think that these are legit key overall pros and cons. There's not too many cons of using Hedera. First off, it is the most, sustainable. It is the most, secure, stable, and scalable NFT, solution out there. So I think when we're talking more so about a lot of these, they'll most likely choose the big name in the game, which is pretty much like, Ethereum and stuff, but then soon they will realize that, listen, this is not sustainable enough for us. We need to choose something else, and that's where Hedera will truly shine. Also, we go back in time a little bit to September 27th. First off, shout out to MC here, but we just hear ex-Hedera Tom Tro talks about an early use case where Simons calculated that that just their own internal applications would demand 100K transactions per second. That's 3.1 transactions a year, and at current Hbar price would create a demand for 1 billion Hbar yearly from one company. Now this goes back to September 27th, and listen closely to this.
The entities that will have the large use cases. I mean, I met with Siemens years ago. They said that they could envision 100,000 transactions a second, just Siemens. Right. So if you think about where that is in 20 years, you will probably see native crypto businesses dominate this.
And of course, like, this is a massive use case, but when we look back a little bit just recently, we do see interesting news. We already knew Hedera is working with Siemens behind the scenes, and now turns out Siemens has been collaborating with JP Morgan on a payment processing system for Germany. This could definitely be built on Hedera. So much cooking, right? And this is very interesting when we're talking about all of this. So first off, shout out to Hbar Tower, shout out to MC as well on Twitter, also shout out to Hbar to the moon. But when we're talking about this, yeah, I mean, this is pretty huge, right? You see here, hope to see this name, Siemens, as a member of the Hedera Governing Council soon. But just take a look at the news, Siemens and JP Morgan. Of course, we would have to translate this a little bit, as you guys do see, Siemens alliance with JP Morgan to build a new payment system based on blockchain, of course, in Germany. Guys, I just want you all to understand, everything that is unfolding behind the scenes for Hedera is absolutely massively bullish. Nobody is understanding this. Nobody is realizing this either. But obviously, people will soon once the marketing does kick in 2022. Know what you hold. Also, we've been seeing ServiceNow making the names around the game right now. We see here, ServiceNow and Qualtrics innovate to help companies scale service experiences. The reason why this is significant is because when we're talking about scalability, there's only one main name in the game that I think about when I talk more so about scalability, and that is Hedera. And we know that ServiceNow is working with Hedera now. And of course, when we're talking about the technology behind this, we know that ServiceNow is in bed with 80% of the Fortune 500 companies. It would not surprise me with what's about to happen. Scalability is a key thing for a lot of these enterprise grade, pretty much use cases and stuff like that. But in terms of ServiceNow, I think ServiceNow is going to bring Hashgraph technology to many of its, clients and stuff. Even here we do see integrations combine rich customer and employee insights with digital workflows, empowering organizations to act quickly and deliver more meaningful service experiences. What it means to truly know your customer has changed. Organizations need to deliver empathy at mass scale in every interaction to retain customers and drive growth in 2022. When we're talking about this, understand that, obviously they're not saying that they're using Hedera here or anything like that. But when we're talking about what, ServiceNow is utilizing Hedera for, which I believe I have that here. So when we're talking more so about what they are doing, so this actually isn't the article, but here, let me go find it real quick. 1 second. All right, so here you guys go. So ServiceNow and Hedera enable cross-organizational digital workflows. Now, I reported on this and I talked to you guys about this, but when we're talking about this, this is to deliver trusted workflows powered by the digital ledger technology for experiences that extend beyond any one organization. Also, when we're talking about this, I believe that this is going to allow scalability options and really kind of, give ServiceNow the technology that they need to really kind of leverage this. And even we see that down here, right? ServiceNow is the digital workflow leader, and its platform and products can now leverage the unique capabilities of the Hedera network within the enterprise applications. What is this going to utilize it for? It's going to utilize it for their speed, their security, everything. We're talking everything, okay? So understand that all of these use cases will provide a massive amount of transactional flow as well as, value and volume. Now, of course, here we see ServiceNow and Hedera will jointly deliver the following features on the new platform that will facilitate increased trust in cross-organizational workflows, simplified DLT adoption, improved process records, multi-party connected workflows, digital proof/token as a service, decentralized identity, and privacy management. Now, when we're talking more so about this, we see another update here. This goes back to December 15th. ServiceNow named a leader in digital process automation. Low-code vendors have recognized the importance of process automation as critical functionality, and ServiceNow is among the leaders in addressing it. ServiceNow shines in areas that are critical to low-code development platforms, like all aspects of user experience, development tools, integration and security, and also has strong AI capabilities. So, ServiceNow continues to flow into a massive giant. This is a snowball effect, okay? ServiceNow prospering allows for this partnership to prosper even to a greater height than it already has been. Okay, we even see here they recognize the fact that, ServiceNow has 80% of the Fortune 500 companies. Okay? They even see it. 80% of respondents said they have switched brands because of poor customer experience, which, when we're talking about that, could they be talking about 80% of the Fortune 500 companies? Who knows? But we do know from the overall statistics that ServiceNow is going to be a massive giant just because of the Fortune 500 companies alone. But also with what they are providing, it's absolutely ridiculous. We even see here, right? Qualtrics research shows that employees are 230% more engaged at work if they believe they have the right IT services and technology supporting them. And honestly, if I had something like ServiceNow behind, what I'm building, what I'm working with, utilizing something like Hedera, I know that I could trust it. Asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance, that's all I really need to know, okay? But also we do see here, digital currency use by large enterprises will grow to 20% by 2024. Now, when we're talking about this all goes hand in hand with digital currencies, crypto in general, but also this talks more so about CBDCs and all this kind of stuff. And the reason why I bring this back up is because it's all talking more so about adopting crypto, Web 3.0, metaverse, all this kind of stuff. And this all comes back to what we are seeing right now unfold. ServiceNow is the beginning name for a lot of these major use cases throughout the digital process automation scene and stuff like that. It's nothing like a payment, sort of partnership or anything. But when we talk about a legitimate asset, Hedera is probably one of the most legitimate cryptocurrencies out there in the space. Of course, we do see them flowing into the CBDC and payment scene. And enterprises, we know that, Hedera is the leading name in the game for enterprise use cases or an enterprise DLT. And when we're talking about payments and stuff like that, we know that distributed ledger technologies are the key or the heart of those. And when we're talking about that, Hedera, providing trillions of transactions a year on their network, it's going to explode in value. And I don't just say this to entice you guys to buy HBAR or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys this because at its current price, it is so fundamentally undervalued, it's ridiculous. And it's not because I'm biased on Hedera, but it's because I see what they are building. Okay? Let me know if you guys personally see what they are building. Let me know what you guys think about Hedera down in the comments below. But with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.